Good morning. Good morning, my beautiful friends. This is your wake up call with Maui Paul. I am Maui Paul. We are here today to say some nice things about ourselves. And thank you guys so much for being here. Good morning, Dan from Omaha. Good morning, Lauren, Janet, Amanda. It is fantastic to see you guys here. Yeah, thank you guys so much for being here, having fun with me today. The question of the day is, what recent risk has paid off? And I was thinking about risk today. I was thinking about the fact that every time that we learn and grow and change, that we have to take risks. We have to do things differently. We have to let go of something that we hold dear in order to grab onto something else that grab something else that is better for us. And one of the risks that I took recently that's paid off is that I've been reading my own journals. There is something emotionally raw about reading what I wrote a long time ago. There's something that feels inherently risky about it, as if I'm going to learn something about myself that perhaps I don't want to know. And the fact is that even reading through some of the very painful times of my life and reliving some of the times of my life, experienced as they were by a younger me, I was just consistently impressed by how some of the most important parts of me have not changed, and yet how a lot of my perspectives certainly have. And so that's the most risky thing that I did recently that paid off, is cracked open some of my cracked open some of my old journals and just started reading them. Started reading the just started reading through all of what my thoughts were when I was going through really big things in life. The most recent journal that I cracked open had everything from like the end of my Costa Rica experience, the death of my last grandparent, the moving from Costa Rica to through Texas, and then eventually deciding that just making completely different life changes. And so it ended. I was on the move, and lots and lots of stuff was happening. And as I was reading that and reading what my own paradigms were as all these things were happening, all these really big life events were happening. Yeah, I felt like I was a bit of a spy into my own life, and how I was privy to my own thoughts from a long time ago, situations that I had long forgotten about, that seemed so big when I was inside of them, and now are so absolutely meaningless. And so the risk that I took was the risk of getting to know myself better and not liking who I would have, who I was. And of course, what really happened was that I ended up with greater compassion for who I am today, because I have a greater understanding of where I used to be. So that was the biggest risk that I took lately that paid off. Lauren said that she sold her house and all her toys to move to the Georgia mountains. And Dan says, getting married again, big risk, wonderful reward. And Jan says, I now live single and also heavily connected at Paradise Valley. Yes, definitely tremendous life changes that bring incredible rewards. All right, guys. So thank you for giving your perspectives on that. What I'm going to do is the same thing that we do every day. I'm going to pull a card off the top of the deck. I'm going to ask you if you are the affirmation on the card. We are going to respond together out loud. I am that affirmation. So let's build into our own lives, and let's continue the process of growing into the people that we are becoming. It's a beautiful thing to see. It's a beautiful thing to witness. How we do grow and change. And just like I was looking through my journals yesterday and will continue to do so today, as I was looking through my journals and realized that I've grown and changed so much, I can also look at my I can also look at my social media history and take a look at the wake up calls that I've been doing for close to 18 months now, and realize that the way that I've grown and changed even in this very public sphere. So let's have some fun today, and let's affirm something good about ourselves by saying that today I am ambitious. I am ambitious. My vision inspires courageous growth. So I am ambitious. My vision inspires courageous growth. Are you ambitious? You are ambitious. Your vision inspires courageous growth. So I'm going to write that down into the comments right now, that I am ambitious, that my vision inspires courageous growth. And as I do that, and as you guys are also doing that, we are really building that into ourselves. We are making that our default state. And when I came up with this card, when the word ambitious came up, at least for me, it had some negative connotations to it, like as if, who am I to think that I can do big things? Who am I to think that I can be ambitious? What makes my ideas more worthy of pursuit than other people's ideas? And in the end, I came to the conclusion that ambition is not about what we accomplish. It is about who we become while we accomplish it. It is about the people that we end up being in the process of developing a vision, and then moving toward that vision, and then very intentionally making that vision a part of our lives. And so I am ambitious, and that my vision inspires courageous growth. And it doesn't just inspire courageous growth in me, although I have to grow, and I have to grow in courageous ways in order to satisfy my own ambition. But it also inspires growth in the people around me, just like your ambition inspires growth in the people around you. When you do the thing, when you live your dreams, when you play bigger in this world, then your vision inspires the people around you. Your growth inspires the people around you to do the same things, to make the changes in their lives, because they think to themselves, "Hey, if you can have it, why can't they have it? Why can't they have something that you can have?" So I am ambitious today. You are ambitious too. Our vision inspires courageous growth in ourselves and in the people around us as well. And it does require courage. It requires acting in spite of fear. That's what courage is. Courage is knowing that there's fear, acknowledging that there's fear, acting anyways. And the growth that we have must be courageous. The growth that we have in order to fulfill our ambitions has to take us out of our comfort zone. Because if our ambitions were in our comfort zone, we would have achieved them already. The fact that we haven't achieved them yet, the fact that they are our dreams and not our reality, is evidence enough that we need to develop some more courage, that there is some type of a fear that's holding us back from moving forward in that direction. And so we affirm today that we are ambitious people, and that our vision inspires courageous growth. I remember when I first started to decide that I was going to play life big, that I was going to stop making myself small in order to placate the people around me, that I was going to stop intentionally doing things that were easy because I knew that I could accomplish them. I had a big problem in life, and the big problem was that my dreams were all something that I felt like I could accomplish. And so what did I do? Well, I played very, very small, and I made sure that I didn't dream of anything that was so big that I might fail at it, because I was afraid of the failure. But failure is such an important part of life. We have to fail. We have to fail in order to really understand where we are at. And so the fact is that I was being held back by that fear, and that fear was telling me, well, just do things that are very easy, do things that are trivial for you, because that way nobody will ever see your weakness, nobody will ever see you attempt to do something and not succeed at it, and you'll be able to keep up this fiction that you are so much that you are the fiction that you have built around yourself, that you always succeed at everything you do. And when I put away that idea and said, okay, maybe it's okay to not be great at everything that I do. Maybe it's okay to suck. Maybe I can dare to suck at things and try new things and try them publicly and just sort of see what happens and see how they grow. When that happened to me, when I adopted that mindset, I was able to accomplish so much more than I ever thought of or dreamed previously. And I was able to grow into a person that I thought it would take a lifetime to grow into, but really it only took, a very short period of time to do it. And so the ambition is so important to have because it encourages us to take those courageous steps to be that new person, to embody that new energy that we yearn to embody, that we know that we can, do. We know we can accomplish it. We just haven't proven it to ourselves yet. And let me tell you, it is sweet to prove it to ourselves. It is sweet when I attempt something that I don't think I'll be good at, and it turns out that I'm good at it. It is sweet. It is the fruit of life to do something new and to grow past my own preconceptions of who I am, to grow into a bigger version of me. And it does take courage, and so I encourage you, take heart, because the hard things that are waiting in the aisles in your life for you to do, that you can do those hard things. Marie Forleo has a quote. She says everything is figure outable, and ain't it the truth in life? Just because we've never done it before doesn't mean it's impossible. I tend to get worried sometimes if I've never done something before, especially the first time that I do it, and especially even more so if the first time that I do something affects somebody else. Oh man, it is intimidating to do that. I feel intimidated to do that. But when I push through, I realize that even my first time, that I'm not as terrible as I thought I was going to be. I remember the when I got into the tour guiding industry, and every tour guide has a time when they have to give the tour on their own the very first time. And the guests have no idea. The people who were on my bus as I was giving the tour had absolutely no idea that it was my very first time doing it. And I remember just, greeting the folks who were hopping onto my bus as I was about to give them the tour and furiously thinking about all of my notes and all of the stories that I would tell and all of the landmarks and make sure that I don't get lost as I drive this bus with 25 tourists on it up a mountain on Maui. And I remember being very concerned about it the first time. Well, at the end of the tour, the people came up to me and they were like, wow, what an incredible experience. Thank you so much for doing this. This is amazing. They were dropping tips in my jar. And I realized, I was like, wait a minute, all of that worry that I had, all of that concern that I was going to fail and screw up and get lost and do all the and that everything that could go wrong would go wrong, all just sort of dissolved as I recognized that I could do it, that I was prepared to do it. So I am ambitious. My vision inspires courageous growth, and I am blessed to be surrounded by other people who also have vision. My friends, your visions are worth bringing into this world. They're worth being made manifest. Only you have the dreams that live inside of your heart. And so make sure that we do those dreams justice by pursuing them and pursuing them with passion and with vigor. And as we do that, as we become those bigger people, as we become the people that scare us, as we become the folks who have integrated the parts of our personalities that we aren't entirely sure how we're going to integrate, as we do that, then we are doing the world a service, we are doing ourselves a service, and more importantly, we are inspiring courageous growth inside the hearts of the people who surround us. So I am ambitious. You are ambitious today. We are ambitious people. This card is your permission slip to play big, to live big today, to take the risks, to make the calls, and ultimately to live a bigger, better, brighter, bolder life today than you did yesterday. I see you guys are man, you guys are saying a bunch in the comments today. Looks like let's see here. Janet says, I take up space for my ambition and create and allow space for others to work with their ambitions too. Yeah, one thing that one misconception that I had about ambition is that if I succeed, somebody else has to fail. And what a small-minded thought that is. What a limiting belief that is to think that if we are doing big things, that other people around us are going to inherently have to be stuck with the small things, with our crumbs. And that's not true at all. A rising tide lifts all ships. And when you do well, the people around you do well also. I notice that every time I do well, I share the abundance of my doing well with the people around me because I love them. And when the people around me, hundreds of people around me have also shared the abundance from their success with me, and I recognize it. And so that idea that our ambitions don't, or that our ambitions would somehow negate other people's, or that there's only enough room in this world for one person to be successful is so silly. There is enough room in this world for all of us, and so let's continue pursuing that success. Yeah. Let's see here. Janet's talking about reparenting. She says that raising her daughter, encouraging her to try new things and to do things that she wasn't instantly good at by teaching her the skills take time to develop. That skills take time to develop, and it's also okay to not be good at things. It's okay to just do them for fun. I believed this but didn't do it. I taught myself by actively teaching her how. A generational curse of perfectionism ended here. Love it. I love it, Janet. It is indeed perfectionism is this enemy of being finished. This guy named John Acuff wrote a book called Finish, and one of the things that he talked about was that perfection itself is one way that we stop ourselves. Perfection is a manifestation of fear. Perfection says, well, if you're going to do it, you need to do it perfectly. And if you can't do it perfectly, then don't do it at all. And so many people get lost in that ego trip of, well, I wrote a book, but it's not very good, so I'm going to stop. Or I started to do a wake up call, but then I woke up late one day, and so I'm not perfect anymore, and so therefore I'm just going to stop. That actually happened to me. That was a thought pattern that happened to me the first time I ever overslept the wake up call, and I had my phone blown up with people saying, "Where are you? Are you okay?" Like, yeah, I'm okay. I just didn't get out of bed in the morning, and whoops. Um, there's a concept that he talks about in his book, Jan, called the day after perfect, which is to say that whenever we start doing something, we're perfect at it. We're perfect at it until the moment we screw up. And the moment that we screw up is the most important time for finishing anything, because that's the moment that we decide that we are going to continue doing it, even though we're not perfect. The day after perfect. It's the day after we don't move forward on our dreams. It's the day after that we try something and we fail at it. It's the day after we are perfect at it. So let's see. Yeah, so looks like a couple of other people have joined. So good morning, Armando. It is good to see you here today. Thanks so much for coming into the wake up call. Good morning, Sylvia. Good to see you as well. And let's see here. Yeah, good morning, Eric. Good to see you. Nice that you are here today. Good morning, Susan. Nice to see you too. Yeah, so we are ambitious people. Let us be ambitious today, and let's just continue to rock it at life. I just want to say that you guys are uniquely equipped for whatever it is that you choose to do today. That you are uniquely equipped to accomplish it, and that you have been uniquely equipped throughout the course of your life to face this very day that we face right now. So thank you guys so much for being here, and I really appreciate it. I always appreciate when I see my friends, and I feel like this time that we spend together is just so soul nourishing for me. So I will be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. for another one of these. And until then, good morning, Tony. Good to see that you are here. Yeah, until then, I just want to remind you that I love you, that I care about you, that I think you're an incredible human being, and that I believe that you have the ability to manifest your visions, to manifest your ambitions, and to make it in the life that you choose. So I'll talk to y'all tomorrow at 9 a.m. Until then, I love you and care about you, and aloha from paradise.